let me shift our focus here to quite a nightmare that students at the Delhi public school Dwarka had. If I could give you a glimpse of what happened: imposing illegal fee hikes, striking off names of students, and using bouncers to stop kids from entering school. That's what parents of students at Delhi public school Dwarka are alleging, calling it nothing short of harassment by the school management. They say that their children are being humiliated, they're being targeted and denied basic dignity, all in violation of repeated court and government orders. Court and government have imposed, in fact, it's very clearly asked for schools not to hike fee arbitrarily and stop students from receiving education midway. Now, schools are still indulging in that, especially the Delhi DPS Dwarka, who's violated the government order as well as the court's order on fee structure or fee hike. Despite clear directions from the Delhi High Court, even the Supreme Court and the Directorate of Education, DPS Dwarka seems to be acting with impunity, ignoring rules, more shockingly hurting students in the process. We saw protests by parents erupt. In fact, across India, there has been protests about arbitrary fee hike, school fee hike. Some state governments have had to intervene. In fact, Delhi government did intervene, but still schools seem unaffected and unfazed. Why are bouncers being used in the first place? To stop students and block off parents. That's the shameful part, and those are the images that we've got received from one of the aggrieved parents. To break it down a little more, we have Dr. Jyoti Gupta, Director Principal of Kumar Mangalam World School. Thanks very much, ma'am, for speaking to us. Also, Divya Mate, a parent, joining us as well. I'd like to ask the parent first. Mr. Mate, your take on bouncers being used to stop off children who haven't really paid up their fees, the added fees that has been formulated by the school. We hear in violation of the courts as well, but yet they're not abiding the court order. Bouncers being used to block them off.
Yes, absolutely. So the use of bouncer is a very big question. What kind of school it is that they have to use the bouncers to stop their children who have been studying in this school for last more than 12 years? The students of class 3rd, class 5th, class 10th, and class 11th, they have been stopped by the bouncers. So that is the very primary question, which I would also like to understand, that what is the use of the bouncers and the turmoil these children are going through because of the use of the bouncers, because these bouncers have literally frisking the children, you can see in the video. At the same time, my child has also gone to a very horrendous experience of not letting to go inside the school, and the bouncers were literally dragging and along with the policeman not to enter him inside the school. So from where this audacity is coming from to DPS Dwarka, that they are not following any orders which is passed by the Honorable High Court of Delhi in the 16th April 2025. It's very categorically says that no children should be harassed or ill-treated and on the demand of the fees. And the matters are sub judice. If they feel that we are not following any kind of an order, they have the judicial remedy which they can exercise. But treating the children like this, humiliating them, ill-treating them is really worrisome, because DPS Dwarka is one of the prime education institute. If the institute like DPS, which is known for their glory, is following this kind of behavior and this kind of a protocol, it will definitely going to be percolate down the lines across all Delhi schools. Fees is a one part. I can understand that there may be some versions of the schools which that may feeling that they have not been given a proper justice by Directorate of Education. But does it require, or can we as a parent solve this problem? Is the Directorate of Education who need to solve this problem with the school? And there is a very much speaking orders coming from the Directorate of Education. If you look at their rejection orders, if they look at their 15th May 2025 orders, which has been passed after thorough discussion between the parents, between the school, which is headed by a committee of the Vice Chancellor of the Ambedkar University.
Yeah.
After going through all those things, the order has been passed, but has not been complied. That is something which is very worrisome.
Absolutely shocking, and let alone the order to use bouncers to block off students. Imagine the mental trauma this puts those kids through. Jyoti Gupta, you're a principal yourself. Would you ever be okay with something of this nature, where bouncers are being used to stop off. Sure, we would all disapprove of it, but the school very brazenly violating court orders, government orders, where's the conviction from?
This is absolutely very, very shameful, and I've maintained that. I said that in the afternoon also on the same channel that it is not required. I mean, the way the children are being treated, it is absolutely not required. The school and the parents should sit together, they should have a dialogue, they should get a solution to this problem, as our parent is saying here that there has been a committee and the committee has already given the reports. The matter is sub judice, and there is going to be a solution which will only come from the school, which will only come from the government. So, why should the children be harassed? Why should they be stopped by the bouncers, or why should there be disaffection between the teachers and the students? Because if these children have to continue to study in the same school, then how will the teachers face them and how will they face the teachers? There's always a decorum, there's always a protocol. The fee has to be raised every year because the salaries of the teachers have to be also raised every year. They look forward to their increments, they look forward to the revised days. But there is always a formula to raise the fee, and there's always a SOP, and there's always a protocol whereby the PTA is formed. The PTA is with the PTA, one discusses as to what is the need to raise the fee, and then even CBSE says that the fee has to commensurate with all the facilities that have been given by the school. Once the parents are on the same page, then the matter goes to the managing committee. Managing committee has parents on the board, they have the teachers on the board, they have the government officials on the board. So everybody kind of sits and decides what is the legitimate fee hike that is required for the school to run properly, so that the children keep getting, what they need to get in terms of education. So this disaffection that is there between the school and the parents, that is going to give rise to a lot of conflict. And let's not forget, the students, the parents, the teachers, all three of them are the stakeholders of the school. No school is complete without any of these three. And if the children will not be there, if the parents and their expectations will not be there, then who are we running the school for? What are we doing in the school? So it has to be settled very amicably, because this kind of disaffection is going to categorize the schools to be inhuman. They are going to categorize the schools
Yeah,
to
I
be
think they've
not so
already.
safe places, which is not good, because all schools are not like this. They are very,
No,
very
but
responsible.
they're clearly being brazen about this and draconian. So this will invite the wrath of the government as well as the courts.
Absolutely. And then the other schools which are actually following all the protocols, which are doing the things right, they also come under the scanner. So I would
Correct.
suggest that the management, the DPS society, the senior leadership of DPS society, they should come forward. They should give a patient hearing to what the parents are saying. And if they do feel that the parents are not right, then they also have the right to go to the court, to approach the court and get the restraining orders, ask the parents to pay as per that. But why do this with the children, which is not right? I mean, the entire media is talking about it, the entire country is talking about it. That's not right.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jyoti, for joining me with your views on that. And Divya Mate, as a parent, we will be with you. We will be tracking this very closely.